Hey, Allie, say hey to all my Facebook friends.
Hey.
We're at the MLK Unity Walk in Collin County, having a great time with these great people out here.
Unity in the community, baby.
That's right.
She said, do I better move on the morning? Whatever. Hey. Oh, she's...
I'm ready.
Okay. So, first, guys, I just want to thank you for being willing to do this because I just think that you guys have wonderful spirits, and I just want to use the lifestyle that you live to inspire other people. So, just for all of my viewers, today I'm talking to Chris and Allie Pray, and what I want to talk to you guys about is basically the way that you guys open up your home to the people in your community to come in and fellowship and have fun with each other and get to know each other. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because it really inspired me. It touched me. It gave me the opportunity to meet people that I probably never would have met, and it's because of you guys. And so I want to talk about that, and I want to just highlight some of the things that I find to be so amazing about that, and get to know you guys a little bit more and share your story with everybody else. So with that being said, I want to know first, what inspired you guys to open up your home started out on NFL Sundays watching the Cowboys, and then from there, of course, other things have taken place at your home. But can you just tell me what inspired you initially to do that? Especially somebody as kind of shy as you are, Allie. You know, you told me that that's not necessarily your nature to just kind of like reach out to people. So what inspired you guys to do that?
You want me to take that one?
Take it.
So the story kind of starts a couple years ago. We actually have lived here in this neighborhood for 10 years. So this was a couple years ago, so we lived here 8 years at the time. My career was going well. I was making good money. And this is a nice neighborhood, but if we were keeping up with all our friends, we were kind of like at that place, we're like, well, should we move over to West McKinney or over to Lovejoy or something, so that was we were kind of thinking about that. And we're about to get a little bit honest here.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so right around that time, it was about January 2016. And we went and there was a sermon at our church about racial reconciliation. And the pastor who spoke was African American, and he was talking about he just brought up some things, some kind of real hard things for white people to think about. And one of those things was you can make up a lot of reasons to make yourself feel good about moving into a neighborhood where everybody looks exactly like you do. You can say, well, just this school we want our kids to be in, or we're just kind of wanting to trade up to climb the property ladder to build our net worth, or whatever your reasons are. But he kind of challenged everyone in the congregation that day to say, just examine your heart and just see if it isn't because you get uncomfortable being around people who don't look and talk and think and act exactly like you do.
Wow.
And so we came home from that, we've been thinking, all right, is it time that we lived here 8 years? Should we trade up or, move out of the neighborhood or whatever? And we just thought, what if we didn't do that? What if we just didn't do what everybody else does? And not only that, what if we just saw the value in living in a diverse neighborhood and sending our kids to a diverse school, and not raising our family in a community where everybody looked and thought and talked and ate exactly what we did,
Wow.
So that was the first thing, and then we thought, well, it's not enough just to not move. Like if we're gonna stay here, like we should build relationships with the people we live around. And we lived here 8 years and hardly knew any of our neighbors. That's embarrassing. You know, you live somewhere 8 years and you don't know the name of the person across the street or the person who lives next door to you. Because what we do, we drive home, we get out of our car, put our heads down, walk straight in the door, you know. And so that kind of started. We went around, we threw a little bit of a neighborhood get together. People came over and just the response was really encouraging.
People hungry for community. Right here in this community.
Neighbors that, you know, not only were they happy to get to know us and happy for us to have them over, but to get to know each other.
That's right, exactly.
And so we just went around to everybody that kind of was like adjacent to our property line and invited them over. And then, you know, 5 or 6 months later, said, well, we ought to do it again. So we did it again. And then some of those relationships start building, us with other people in our neighborhood, and then also, you know, people with each other. So we see, you know, somebody goes out of town, somebody else is getting their mail that they met at our little get together.
Exactly.
You know, and so that's when the next year we said, I'd like to do this more than just twice a year. Like I'd like to actually start to build some friendships. It's hard to build a friendship twice a year, you know. Actually,
10 feet away from each other.
yeah. So I'd like to do this more often, and so that's the one we came up with the idea for the Cowboys parties. And we're, you know, I was born in Irving, 5 miles from Texas Stadium and Irving Hospital, so I've been a lifelong Cowboys fan. But you know, that wasn't necessarily something we would normally do. Is have a football party every single weekend. We thought just what's something that everybody can get on board with, even people who aren't necessarily football fans. It's a reason for us to gather together. And so that's what we just had the standing. Every Cowboys game, we're going to have people in our home. But it's been, for us, it's been absolutely transformational in our quality of life here. The last couple of years have been so different from the 8 years before that. Because we know people. We know the people who live behind us. We know the people who live across from us. You know, people can send their kids over to our house to play, and we can go over to their house and play. And it's made a big difference in our quality of life and our children's lives. So that's the kind of long-winded version.
Excellent answer. Actually, you were kind of leading into my next question, which was, what do you feel like you've gained from having a diverse?